Russian terror.
Slava Ukraini.
Glory to Ukraine. And there you have it. That is President Zelensky today. And that's where we're going to leave that on Vishnevi. And you can see President Zelensky talking. We're able to strike long distance. But the weight of this is horrible. And we already have another warning that another strike is imminent. Potentially within the next 72 hours, the United States has warned Ukraine again. This is now where I'm going to flip, and I'm going to ask you to have a little bit of patience with me.
Hello, and welcome to my channel. My name is Johan, and I'm a typical Dutchman. And I react to all kinds of videos about life and living in the US and life and living in Europe, and specifically the Netherlands when necessary. And sometimes I do something that's not like always. And this is one of those videos that I do that I was thinking about. This cannot be a simple reaction video. I have to do more. And it all started yesterday when I was watching Greg Terry Experience. That is Greg Terry. He's usually a channel that does reporting about the war in Ukraine. And yesterday I was watching him about the speech that Zelensky gave. And I could see that he was disturbed. There was something not right with Greg. Sometimes he is more emotional, but yesterday he was really emotional. So I want to bring you back to what yesterday happened while I was watching Greg doing his story.
I am disgusted. I follow a lot of Ukrainian analysts, and I follow a lot of Russian analysts. And today, as an American, as we just celebrated our 250th anniversary, and it was wonderful, you know, especially Nashville, unbelievable celebration. And I'm proud of my country, and I love my country. But right now, I am absolutely disgusted.
And I was sitting there and thinking, what is he talking about? What happened? I know Trump called with Putin, but what is... So, what is he talking about?
Over what has happened in the White House just a few moments ago. This is not Trump derangement syndrome. He's not worth having a derangement syndrome. This is about being a human being and having character and morals. I was reading after Ukrainian analyst, and I know you do not know what I'm getting ready to show you.
I did not. You know, what is this? Where are we talking over?
Maybe you have an idea. The Ukrainian analysts, they made statements like this. How can we partner and trust a man like this that has no character? The Russian analysts on the opposite side were going, great. Trump is a man of power. He gets what he wants. This is what we need. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight the United States will play Belgium. You're seeing this now, or you will watch it after.
What? We're talking about the war of Russia, Ukraine. How does FIFA, soccer, Belgium fit in? What is he getting at?
Our star player was red carded. Rightfully so. His foot was up. That's a no-no. It went into the ankle. It was a red card offense. Period. Full stop. End of story.
What? We switch now to soccer? But I did hear him and say, what is a red card to a player? That happens. It's part of the game. We play the game over here for many, many centuries. So if somebody has a red card, he has a red card. So what is he all talking about? Had no clue until.
But today, politics has moved into one of the last few beautiful things we have in this world, and that is the FIFA World Cup. But I'm thinking about what the analysts, these guys that are in the middle of a war saying, we can't trust that man. No, you can't. I have a couple of clips I want to show, and I just will tell you this. In this regard, with what is being represented at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, I'm not proud. I'm ashamed.
Okay. Now I'm really curious. What is he talking about? Then he showed.
But all I did, I asked for a review because I didn't think it was a foul. And, again, I'm good at this stuff. I didn't think it was a foul. I thought it was two great athletes that crashed into each other.
I'm good at this stuff. He actually said, I'm good at this stuff, because that was my reaction yesterday. Like, how? You don't even know what soccer is, let alone. Okay.
And got entangled. That was not a guy punching somebody in the face or anything that, would be different. And I think it's a terrible, if they wouldn't allow, a top player, maybe the best, maybe among the best players on the team to play, I think it would have had a big stain.
Now, even though I'm very upset about this, embarrassed, I mean, Ted Cruz standing there, they're just glowing behind him. Ted Cruz, what happened to you, sir? You've lost your mind. I do not know who the couple is on the other side. I'm not going to make any comments. Images speak for themselves. But here, I'm going to still do my best to lay this out factually and logically. I did not think it was a foul. Okay? You say, Greg, stick with Ukraine, stick with Russia, stick with Iran. No.
Yes, stick with what you're good at. Stay in your niche.
Oh, this is in the middle of it. This man has no character. He's immoral and a liar. Here you go. It's proofs in the pudding. I didn't even know what a red card is.
I think the referee's call was horrible. And nobody talks about that. They talk about the red card like it's fine. Nobody talks. The referee's decision to red card. I didn't know what the hell a red card was when I.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good at this stuff, but I don't know what a red card is.
Pause right there. I didn't know what the hell a red card was, but you can have it overturned.
Found out, I said, you got to be kidding.
And then was when I had to, what? He did overturn the red card. And oh my goodness. What are we doing here? There's so much wrong already talking about US politics and FIFA soccer. I guess this was just the final drop in the bucket, as we would say. Like, this could not happen. You all know the rest. I don't need to show you the rest, but you all know what happened. So I'm curious, what happened afterwards? How do we, the fans over here in Europe, I'm staying in my niche, America, Europe, how do the fans over here in Europe react, and what does this mean for the rest of the tournament? So I'm gonna look up and gonna find some things that that give some reactions from the fans out of Europe, in Europe, or fans that are in the United States and giving their reaction. So stay with me. We're gonna take a look at some nice TikToks, I hope.
Following Balogun's red card being rescinded is a dark, disgraceful moment for the beautiful game. Reports are already circulating that the US government put pressure on FIFA to rescind that red card. FIFA, of course, deny that, but any football fan that has been watching Gianni Infantino sucking up to Donald Trump in the most nauseating way knows exactly what's happened. And any Americans that are basking in the fact that the red card has been rescinded, even if you think he didn't deserve that red card, which, yes, was harsh, they're complicit. Anyone basking in it is complicit in US government interference in the World Cup. It's a crying, crying shame.
Oh, yeah, controversy. It's football. The rules are the rules. And if somebody gets a red card, in this case, justified, for good reasons or not, it's the rules. That politics is now changing this. I don't think so. It's an embarrassment, I guess so, for the rules of the game. And I guess that this is one fan reacting. Yeah, I cannot agree more than what he says. You should not touch this sport over here, what's not only in Europe, but all over the world, is played as the rules are there.
US player Balogun got his red card overturned, and honestly, I'm happy for the boy. I'm Ibrahim. You should drop me a follow. I know a thing or two about football. For me, that's not a red card in a million years. He's been playing out his skin. He's been unplayable. He deserves to play against Belgium. But let's talk about how it got overturned, because this was not an appeals process. It wasn't UEFA, but it was the president of the United States making a phone call to FIFA as if they're customer service. Trump literally called Infantino and said to him, I don't think it was a foul. And FIFA said, you know what? Fair enough. I want to be very clear. I'm very happy for Balogun and the United States team. I want to see the best players play in the World Cup. But the only thing I'm worried about is what type of precedent does this set? Because the next time Arsenal get a red card, I'm not appealing. I'm calling the main man in 10 Downing Street and asking the Prime Minister to make something happen. Enough jokes, let's be real for a second. Where does this now go? Because you can't now unring that bell. FIFA have just admitted to the world that there's a backdoor to the appeal process, and all you have to do is be good friends with the President of the United States. So the question is, what happens next? Every time the US gets a bad decision, is Infantino expected to get a phone call? Because how are you now supposed to prepare for the United States? You're no longer playing against 11 man. You're now playing against 11 man plus a straight line to the top of FIFA. And it doesn't stop with just this World Cup. If the host nation's president or whoever is in charge has veto power over refereeing decisions, then it sets the precedent for all upcoming World Cups going forward. 2030, 2034 basically means whoever's in charge and whoever's hosting the World Cup basically gets the final decisions on the pitch. Did you know that Portugal, Spain and Morocco are going to be co-hosting the next World Cup? Did you also know that there's a sick 40-year-old man that plays for Portugal who's going to make sure he makes it to our next World Cup to ensure he wins the next one? And because of this new veto power, who's to say he's not going to have a direct impact and making a phone call to whoever's in charge of Portugal to make sure he gets in that World Cup? That is not a World Cup. That is using your home advantage, and that is you cheating. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I'm happy Balogun is going to be playing, but the issue at hand is not about just one red card. The issue at hand is that FIFA have now clearly shown the world that the rules can be amended and changed depending on who's got power. So where is the line? Because right now, it looks non-existent.
Yeah. Another one reacting too, and it's really getting home. It's not a discussion if a red card was good or false, right or wrong, but it's about how the president has intervened in this event, and to demand, by his own admittance, that this would be overturned. That's very hard. And I want to take a look at the comments. And Jax the mermaid, it was 1000% wasn't a red card. Okay? But it also 1000% icky how it got turned over. And that's the final part that we actually are talking about here, is how can this be? Okay, can't show you all. It's wrong. Yeah, no, I don't know where there's appeals process for stuff like this. Also, a few other players got their cards suspended in order to play in the group stage. So I don't think it's really that big of an issue. The issue is that the president's getting involved and inconsistently in referees. But the second thing is never gonna change a law. Yeah. Let's find another find. I don't need to look for it because there are massive amounts of reactions about this.
It's bullshit. We all know FIFA is corrupt. Doesn't surprise us, but what surprises it's so in your face, right? It's really bad.
There's more anger towards like FIFA. You know, there's no anger towards the USA or to Balogun or to anyone. FIFA is now showing that it's kind of corrupt.
First of all, I was kind of disappointed in the FIFA organization, but now I think that it just gives a lot of motivation to the Belgian team and to show what football is really about, and we will crush the USA team.
Seeing the Team USA at their full capacity, obviously that's going to make for a more exciting game, but at the same time, I think it's an issue with the integrity of the red card. One player gets a red card, the suspension is removed. What's the value of a red card at that point?
What is this? I mean, nobody has done that before. Why should we do it because Trump calls Infantino to get Balogun to play?
I think anyone with eyes who watched that foul knows it was by no means a red, but also it does question the integrity. It's like, if somebody of power makes a call, then what happens?
It should all be rule-based because that's what it's all about with FIFA over the last 100 years. We're going to play even harder tonight, and I think the whole world is behind us. And then afterwards, we party together in this great city, Seattle. We love it.
At the end of the day, it's a football game. It's a coin toss. It doesn't eliminate the Belgians. If they want to beat or play for the World Cup, they got to beat the best teams, and that means beating the best players. So I'm all for it.
I can understand that it was not really a red card, but I think it's not good to change the rules in between the games.
This is seriously, it's sad. It's very sad. It's a shame. And thing is bullshit.
We all know FIFA.
Okay.
And thing is bullshit.
Oh. Yep. Reaction of the Belgians. Of course, they say in sportsmanship it was not a red card, but the way that it's now been done, it doesn't feel that good for FIFA. It's nothing to do with the US. It has nothing to do with the city or with the Americans or American players. It has all to do with FIFA and Infantino's react to Trump again after he got his FIFA World, what was it? Prize, the Peace Prize? Yeah. No clue. That's fine. That's fine. Let's take a look at another one.
Breaking news, Flo Balogun is back. I just landed in Seattle. The entire plane, the entire airport was talking about this, and FIFA and U.S. Soccer both confirming. FIFA confirming that they have used Article 27, which allows them to suspend the implementation of the suspension for up to a year. Balogun's on a probationary period. What I will say here is for this to come 24 hours before the game is unprecedented, never happened before. The suspension of implementation has happened before with Cristiano Ronaldo. This is amazing news for Flo Balogun and for U.S. men's national team. And quite frankly, it's the right outcome. It's the wrong process, of course. This should have happened straight away. There's never a red card in the game. If you played the game, you know this. These were two players coming together. The VAR used the wrong implementation to slow it down, looked at freeze frames. A card was not issued on the play initially by the referee. First time FIFA's ever had a VAR review for like that for a serious foul play where nothing had happened previously. So the right outcome, Flo Balogun is available tomorrow night for the United States against Belgium, round of 16. Huge game. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, not a single word about how it's been done. It's correct. As a fan, he says he's happy for the US that Balogun is back in the team, etc. All agree, but not a single word how this has come. And this is a lot of controversy. Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm happy. It should have never even been called. It should have been done faster. And I respect Trump for doing it. We got Balogun, and we're about to beat Belgium. Let's go USA!
Once you're red carded, whether you did it or not, whether the red card is just or not, the suspensions need to stand. That's how football has always been, and this is how it has to remain.
Like, look at Messi's too, though. Ours wasn't even a foul at all. But hey, you know, people are gonna be political about this. Hey, it wasn't a red. It wasn't a red. But hey, you know what? They hating on us because they ain't us. US all day, baby. Look at that.
I can tell you that any soccer federation or football federation would have done the exact same thing.
Very happy that he's playing, and I think he should be playing, but he should be playing because it wasn't a deserved red card, not because somebody called somebody and made it happen.
Well, it should have been a non-red card in the first place. It was not malicious. It was not resolved by the referee's interpretation through VAR. FIFA should have handled it differently. It should have been an immediate decision right afterwards that it was going to be a suspension or not.
And if it was allowed for Messi, I don't see why it should go against us. Maybe it deserved a yellow, but I'm okay with the overturn.
It shouldn't have gotten overturned. It should have just kept as it is. But as a USA fan, I'll take it. We'll take it.
The red card didn't deserve to happen in the first place. Like, it just, the way that the refs handled it during the game, it seemed a little bit unfair that they paused it right at that image. But I think it's also just that, yeah, it's like unprecedented to overturn a red card in the middle of the FIFA World Cup.
Firsthand, I think it was not a deserved red card in the first place, but then the way in which it was overturned feels inappropriate.
I'm excited. I'm happy. It should have never even been.
So even the fans are discussing about it, how it is, and everybody is glad, and they all say it's not a deserved red card, so they are glad that it's been overturned. Although some of them actually say the way it has been happened, this overturns, is not the way that it should be. Sometimes you should not have given the red card, but once you have given the red card, then yeah, okay, then this is it. This is how the game is played. So you have to sit it out one match and not in this way. But let's take a look at how the European Football Organization reacts to this.
Never too far away from the World Cup, and football and Belgium officials say they are astonished by President Donald Trump appearing to intervene in US striker Flo Balogun's suspension. Balogun sent off during the game against Bosnia-Herzegovina, resulting in an automatic one-game ban. But before Belgium and the USA go head-to-head tonight for a place in the quarterfinals, President Trump reportedly called the FIFA president, Gianni Infantino, and successfully got the USA's top goal scorer's suspension lifted. In the last hour, Europe's governing body of football, UEFA, said FIFA's decision crossed a red line. They said yesterday's decision to suspend for a probationary period of a year the implementation of the one-match automatic suspension following the red card issued to the player Flo Balogun crossed a red line. Football, like any other sports, relies on rules which are the basis for fair, honest and transparent competition. Sometimes rules are open to interpretation, in this case not. A minimum automatic suspension of 1 match following a red card is not a discretionary option and does not require the decision of a competent body to be enacted. It is a principle embedded in regulations which cannot be made subject to exceptions, let alone in the middle of a tournament where several other players have been in the same situation and have regularly served their suspension.
The reaction of UEFA, the European Football League, about this, what happens over there in the United States. But we're not there yet because, of course, we have the results of the match and some reaction about that. And I've seen those too. What? I hope it wasn't Dahl, another person. Oh, the real persons. Oh, wow. And originally, I had, at this point in the video, the match goals, so you could see where the goals and how the goals. But YouTube blocked it as content from the World FIFA Soccer match, of course, even if it was a replay. So, no goals in the video.
I know this wasn't the performance you were looking for. In your opinion, what was missing tonight?
Oh, I think everyone saw from the beginning we didn't connect with the game. We never were on the game, even when we scored and we scored the goal 1-1. We conceded the next action. Was really tough from the beginning. To congratulate Belgium, they were better than us. I think wasn't our day. That is, it's not to find excuses or not to find argument, because we didn't show what normally that team can show, and that is a reality.
Well, let's take a look at the Belgian fans after this, how they react.
What is the fish? It is the fish.
There was no controversies, no referee leaning one way or another, like no VAR decisions that went one way or another. It was just a good game. Belgium played a truly complete game for the first time this tournament, and unfortunately for the US that meant a loss for them. So now it's on to Spain.
We just had a fabulous time coming out here and all that stuff. I mean, there's so many fans. We had the pre-party, we walked to the stadium. Same thing's going to happen in Los Angeles against Spain.
Are you going to go to the next game?
No. I probably have to work, but if my manager never gets to see this, I probably work remotely.
if my boss is not watching, I will. So it sounds like he's an American or so. It sounds like it, but yeah. And good, all good. Belgium still wants. This controversy did not have any effect on the game at all. It was all fair play. But yeah, I get it. I get it. For some Americans, this is not the way it should be. For other Americans, they think, yeah, this is the way it should be. And over here in Europe, especially the UEFA and other fans think, what the heck is Trump doing on this sport as our sport, quote, quote. It's the most played sport of Europe and the rest of the world. So I hope you liked the reaction. It's not the usual reaction that I do. But if you did, then press like. And if you want to see other reactions of me, then this is a good place to start with. And otherwise, it would be really appreciated if you hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.